Throughout the history of Princess Cruises, entertainment has been a cornerstone of the passenger experience. Countless millions on board our vessels have been entertained by some of the most talented singers, musicians, illusionists, and comedians in the world. In 2011, we decided to embrace the passion our passengers communicate to us all the time and commemorate great entertainment by launching the first annual inaugural celebration dedicated to our onboard entertainers. This is the story of the 2011 Entertainer of the Year Awards, brought to you by Princess Cruises. For many years, Princess passengers have connected with their favorite Princess entertainers in a real and personal way. Once Princess decided to initiate the Entertainer of the Year Awards, the suggestion was adopted to name the winner and hold the festive ceremonies on a special one-week cruise on board Ruby Princess. The 5 finalists were the incredibly versatile crooners entertainer Bert Stratton, 2 very funny comedians, Carlos Oscar and Steve Morris, the international grand illusionist David Katz, and last but not least, the spectacular tribute act, Beatlemaniacs. The 5 finalists were invited on board Ruby Princess for a week of memorable performances, all leading to the big night when the Entertainer of the Year would be announced at a gala celebration. Indeed, Princess passengers were in for a great week of live entertainment, and along the way, they had the unique opportunity to meet the performers personally and share in all the excitement.
I said last night that we have over 1,000 entertainers coming through the Princess family in a single year on 16 ships. We got it down to the top 5. You'll never see a lineup of entertainers like this on one cruise. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Bert Stratton.
They call me a piano entertainer, but I play piano, I sing, and I interact with the crowd. Kind of like it's like a living room. You know, when you have a living room at home, people come into it. There's a piano, you play, people sit around and sing. I make this their living room away from their living room.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Beatlemaniacs.
We somewhat impersonate the Beatles in the manner of representing their music and the look and creating an illusion that you're watching the Beatles, but we never refer to each other as John, Paul, George, or Ringo on stage. So we go through the Beatles experience with the audience into a suspension of disbelief and together take a nostalgic trip through that experience.
I will not say that is a comedy like a comedy magician. It's more like taking the story and the magic in an easier way. I believe that in 2012, now the audience doesn't want to see a serious illusionist that pretends to have magical powers. They prefer to be entertained and they want to connect with you. They have to believe for a second that they can be that person that is on stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on, let's hear it from Mr. Steve Morris. Steve, thank you so much. Congratulations.
I never learned how to do shtick or whatever. I just always was myself, and I do lots of interaction with the audience. I like to get the audience engaged in what I'm doing. I think I'm more like the audience than anybody else, so I'm kind of like a camp counselor, okay?
You're in Florida, and and here I am with my stuff, right?
One thing I've always done is if I see something that's funny, I won't stop at just saying it on stage that this is what happened, whether it's this or that. I start growing the whole bit, and it becomes bigger and bigger.
We get in the elevator, straight down.
There came a time, I think in the late 80s to mid 90s, where everybody started to outdo each other as comics in who can outshock an audience. So really comedy was about who's gonna out-vulgar the next guy or the next girl. I figure if you can do your stand-up and just be great at it, your mind is open to a lot of ways to connect with an audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 5 finalists. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in Princess Cruises history, your 2011 Entertainer of the Year is Mr. Carlos Oscar.
I was very flattered, so I want to thank everybody involved. You know, I've never really looked at stand-up as anything but a simple thing to have fun with an audience. So it's fun, it's nice to be appreciated, I guess, and I don't take it lightly.